Hey there, Commanders fans. Today we're diving deep into a story that few are paying attention to, but it might be the real secret behind the Washington Commanders' hot start to the season. What many don't know is that behind this impressive success, there's a revolutionary technology that's changing the game. Yes, Daniels is using a secret weapon. Want to know more about it? Stick with me until the end, because this story is promising. Now, you might be wondering, what's this Cognalyze thing? Hold on, I'll explain. Cognalyze is a technology developed in Germany that combines virtual reality with artificial intelligence to improve decision-making. What does this mean in practice? Daniels can simulate game situations in a completely controlled environment, where he can repeat plays infinitely, as if he were in the middle of an NFL Sunday, but without the physical wear and tear. This trains his brain to make faster and more accurate decisions on the field. It goes beyond that traditional film study that's already routine in the league. Daniels was one of the first to adopt this technology back in his LSU days. And look, the decision was risky because he was a pioneer in this type of training. But guess what? It worked. Now, as a pro, he's brought this trump card to the Commanders, and the result is there for everyone to see. The guy's already third in the league in QBR with 73.7 and has already accumulated more than 1,700 total yards, including 322 rushing. And it doesn't stop there, he's also scored 10 touchdowns. In other words, he not only dominates passes but is also a threat running with the ball. We knew he had talent, but this perfect transition to the NFL? It's something few rookies achieve. The truth is that Cognalyze is allowing Daniels to think and react faster than most QBs. This is especially important when we consider the level of defenses he's facing. Have you seen how much opponents are struggling to contain him? All of this is because he's processing plays at an insane speed. Remember that play against the Eagles? In a matter of seconds, he read the defense, escaped the pressure, and still managed to find Terry McLaurin on an improbable route. This isn't just physical, it's mental too. And that's where the magic of the technology he's using comes in. But is Daniels the only one using this technology? Look, friends, the Commanders' use of this tool might just be the beginning of a revolution. The team is investing heavily, not just in the physical preparation of players, but also in the mental aspect. And let's face it, in today's NFL, it's not enough to be strong or fast, you have to be smart. The difference between winning and losing is often in a decision made in a split second. And Daniels is one step ahead in this regard. If we stop to think about it, this Commander's strategy might be what was missing to take the team to a new level. For years, we've been waiting for a quarterback who can make a difference. And now, with Daniels and his secret weapon, it seems we finally have a real chance to compete at the top. And I'm not just talking about this season, but the future. Imagine how he'll evolve over the years, mastering this technology more and more and adapting to the league's more complex defenses. And it's not just Jaden who's eyeing this type of tool. The entire NFL is starting to pay attention. Other teams are chasing similar technologies, but for now, we're one step ahead. The use of artificial intelligence in football is something that will change the sport forever. And we're lucky to see this happening on our team. Daniels is not only creating a legacy, but also paving a path that many other players will follow in the future. So, fans, have you imagined how this technology can transform the way quarterbacks play in the NFL? Think about it. It's not just about physical strength, but also about training the brain to make quick, accurate decisions under pressure. And that's exactly what Cognalyze does. The trend is that, in the coming years, all teams will start adopting this type of resource. And once again, the Commanders might be pioneers in this revolution. This goes beyond the field. We're talking about a complete transformation in the sport. The most interesting thing is that this could even change the way athletes are prepared from the grassroots. Just imagine, young quarterbacks already using virtual reality to simulate game situations from high school. The impact of this could be huge, not just for the Commanders, but for football as a whole. And Daniels, with all his boldness, is being the face of this change. If you were looking for a reason to believe this team is on the right track, there it is. The future is bright. The impact of this technology goes beyond just one season. Many experts believe that as Daniels and the Commanders continue to invest in Cognalyze, we'll see a significant increase in the team's efficiency, especially in crucial moments of games. The Washington Commanders have always been a team that prides itself on its history and resilience, and now it seems we're entering a new era, where technology and mental training unite with pure talent on the playing field. Now, we're going to talk about a topic that's causing a stir: the defeat against the Ravens in Week 6 of the NFL. Look, this defeat wasn't just painful because we lost the game itself, but also because we lost much more than just a game. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened and why this could mean serious problems for our future. So get ready, because this story is very complicated. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm going to reveal here goes far beyond what you might imagine. Let's start with the basics. The Commanders were on a roll with 4 consecutive wins. The team was flying high, with the defense playing well and the offense being efficient. The fans were excited, believing that this year could be different. But unfortunately, the Ravens appeared in our path and showed that we still have a lot to improve. In the first half, we managed to hold their offense and went into halftime losing by only 7 points. The real problem started in the third and fourth quarters, when Lamar Jackson simply took over the game. The Commanders' defense couldn't contain the Ravens' offense, which was far superior in the second half of the game. And then, my friend, our nightmare began. It wasn't just the loss on the scoreboard that hurt. Besides losing the game, we lost 2 of our best defenders to injury, and this could impact our future in the season. First, it was Dorance Armstrong Jr., who was leading the team in sacks up to that point with 3.0. He left the game in the first half with a rib injury and, even worse, was seen shortly after on the sidelines already dressed in normal clothes, which is never a good sign. It's always worrying when an important player leaves the field and changes out of uniform, a sign that the injury could be serious. As if that wasn't enough, another blow. In the fourth quarter, Jonathan Allen, our Pro Bowl defensive lineman, also had to leave the game. The news was given by reporter Tracy Wolfson, who informed that he suffered a pectoral injury and wouldn't return to the game. This was a shock to the fans because Allen had been one of the pillars of our defense. He's one of the team leaders and was tied for third place in sacks, with 2.0 up to that moment. The loss of these 2 players, especially at the same time, is something that can have a huge impact on the team's defensive performance in the coming weeks. Now, what worries us fans is this: will the team be able to recover from these losses? Our defensive line had been growing a lot in recent games. It was finally showing signs of consistency, and then suddenly, we lose 2 essential guys. Okay, we know that football is like this, injuries happen all the time, but losing 2 starters at once, especially in such an important position as the defensive line, is a hard blow. The question that remains is, how are we going to deal with this? It's a good thing we have the rookie Newton, chosen in the second round of the 2024 draft, who could be an interesting substitute for Jonathan Allen. Of course, he doesn't have the same level of experience or talent as Allen, but he's a viable option, at least in the short term. The bigger problem, in my opinion, is the defensive end. With Armstrong out, the situation gets more complicated because Clelin Ferrell, our other starter in the position, is also dealing with a knee injury. He didn't even play against the Ravens, and we don't know when he'll be back. Then you think, oh, but Ife Obada is back, right? Yes, he returned to the roster after being out for a while, but we still don't know how much he's really recovered and in condition to be the player we need. And honestly, I think he's still a bit far from being the guy who can consistently take on the responsibility. Dante Fowler Jr. has also shown good moments in the first games of the season, but he's more of a specialist player who comes in specific situations to pressure the quarterback. He's not the guy who's going to hold down the fort and play most of the snaps like Armstrong was doing. If the injuries turn out to be serious, it will be interesting to see how the team reacts. We fans know that the defensive line is the heart of our defense. Without effective pressure on the opposing quarterback, the entire defensive system can crumble. And then we already know what happens. Opposing quarterbacks have plenty of time to make long passes, and our defensive backs end up getting burned. Not to mention that if we can't pressure the ground attack, opponents will run at will against our defense. But hold on, not all is lost. There's still hope that these injuries aren't as serious as they seem. And if that's the case, the Commanders will have to make do with what they have available. What we hope is that the team can adjust and find quick solutions for these absences. The season is still long, and there's time to recover. But without a doubt, this defeat to the Ravens was a cold shower for those who were dreaming big with the winning streak. So, Commanders fan, what do you think? Will these injuries irreversibly harm our season? Or will the team be able to rise up and overcome even with these important absences? Leave your opinion in the comments and tell me, Do you think Jonathan Allen and Dorrance Armstrong will return in time to save our defense, or is the problem deeper than that? Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next news about the Commanders. The season still promises a lot, and I'll be here, bringing everything to you firsthand.